So let's begin. The next topic is complements of numbers. Complements of numbers have certain significance. Now let's see what is that. Why complements of numbers are evolved. In digital circuits, we can build circuits for addition. And if you want to carry out subtraction, we can also build circuits for subtraction, but it is not necessary. We can carry out subtraction also with the help of addition circuit plus some additional circuitry. Some simple additional circuitry, you can turn additional circuit into subtraction. That is the motivation for complements of numbers. Right? The main idea is you can carry out you can carry out subtraction through addition with additional circuits, simple additional circuits called inverters. Now let's see the idea. Consider this diagram in which we have represented all the 10 decimal numbers starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0 back again. So in this circle with all these numbers, now let's see how we do addition. If you want to add 3 and 2 whose result is 5, how we can use this diagram to do it. So first 3, initially we are at 0, when there is nothing we are at 0 and we want 2 to be added to 3. So take 3 steps from your initial position. Right now we are at 0. To have 3, we have to take 3 steps. From 0 to 1, 1 step. From here one more step. So we are at 2. From here one more step, we are at 3. So first step brings us to 1. Second step brings us to 2. Third step brings us to 3. So after 3 steps, we are at 3, right? And 2 to be added to 3. So right now we are at 3. Initially we were at 0. After taking 3 steps, we are at 3. 2 to be added to 3. So from 3, we have to take 2 more steps. From 3, first step, we are at 4. From 4, one more step, we are at 5. So this is our answer, right? 3 from initial position, take 3 steps. 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, 3. This is 3. 2 is to be added to 3. So from here take 2 steps. 1 step and 1 more. So finally we are at 5. That is how we get 5 in this diagram. Means we are looking at addition in this diagram. In the same way, how do we get 5, which is result of 4 and 5, which is the result of addition of 4 and 1. So initially we are at 0. After taking 4 steps, 1 step, 2 steps, third step, 4 step. We are at 4 here and 1 is to be added to 4. So from 4 take 1 step. So we are at 5. This is our answer. This is how we can use this diagram to perform addition, right? Now let's see how to subtract numbers in this diagram. Okay. So 4 minus 2. 2 is to be subtracted from 4. Now how to do it? This is the initial position and take 4 steps. After taking 4 steps, we will be at 4. This is the current position and 2 is to be subtracted. For addition, we are moving forward that many steps. For subtraction, we have to go backward that many steps. Now see, 2 is to be subtracted from 4. After taking 4 steps from the initial position, we are at 4. So 2 is to be subtracted means we have to move backwards. Let's say from 4, this is our current position. Backwards means 1 step. After taking 1 step backward, we are at 3. Now take 1 more step because we are subtracting 2. So take one more step backwards. We are at 2. We are done. So this is our answer. So 4 minus 2 gives us 2 in this diagram, right? So next, another example, 7 minus 4. Initially we are at 0. Take 7 steps. After taking 7 steps, we will be at 7 and subtract 4. Subtraction means we have to move backwards. 4 steps. 1 step. After 1 step, we are at 6. After the second step, we are at 5. After third step, we are at 4. After fourth step, we are at 3. So this is our result. So 7 minus 4 gives us 3. Now see, this is how we can use this diagram for addition and subtraction purpose. If you look at this diagram closely, you can perform subtraction also through addition process. Now let's see how it can be done. Subtraction through addition. Now let's say 9 minus 2 is equal to 7, that we know. 9 minus 2 gives us 7, that we know. The same 2 is obtained by moving forward 8 units. 9 minus 2, how do we get 7? Initially we are here 9 steps. 9 steps means we walk all the way here. So 9 minus 2. Minus 2 means going backward 2 steps. Minus 2 means going backward 2 steps. So we arrive at 7. This is our answer. The answer 7 can be obtained moving backwards 2 steps, or see here. After taking 9 steps, we are here. So for subtracting 2, we have to move backwards. So we arrive at 7. That is our answer. The 7 can be obtained. This 7 can be obtained moving forward only. After reaching 9, don't move backward. Moving backwards is subtraction. Don't move backward. Continue to move forward. Continue to move forward. After taking from 9th step, if you move 1 step, then you are at 0. For the second step, you are at 1. For the next step, you are at 2. For the fourth step, you are at 3. For the fifth step, you are at 4. For the sixth step, you are at 5. For the seventh step, you are at 6. For the eighth step, you are at 7. This is the answer. So from 9, you can get the answer. You can arrive at 7, which is our answer, in 2 ways. By moving backwards 2 units, by moving backwards 2 steps, or by moving forward. If you continue to move forward, then 2, you arrive at 7. But how many steps you have to make? 8 steps. See here, the same 2 is obtained by moving forward 8 units or 8 steps. So 9 plus 8 also gives us 7. 9 plus 8 also gives us 7. Now the question is, subtracting 2 from 9 is equal to 2. The same answer can be got by adding 8 to 9, which is also 7. By adding means from 9, continue to move forward by how many steps? 8 steps. Then also that results, then also this addition process results 7. What I'm trying to say is 9 minus 2 is equal to 7. The same subtraction, subtracting 2 from 9, is equivalent to adding 8 to 9, which is of course in our normal addition, which is 17, by dropping out this additional carry. 9 plus 8 gives us 17. By dropping out this additional number, considering only the other one, our answer is 7. Now the question is, how instead of subtracting 2 from 9, add 8 to 9. That also gives us 7. That also gives us 7. So what I'm trying to say is, subtracting 2 from 9 is equal to 7. The same answer can be obtained by adding 8 to 9. By adding 8 to 9, which is 17, by dropping out this extra number, considering only the that one. Okay. Now we have our task is to relate how this 2 is related. This minus 2 is related to 8. If you develop relationship between 2 and 8, then subtraction can be done through addition. In that case, we don't need two different circuits, one for addition, another for subtraction. If you make out a relationship between 2 and 8, okay, if you make out relationship between 2 and 8, then subtraction can be, then in that case, you don't need separate circuit for subtraction. You can use addition circuit in order to perform subtraction with little extra circuit. That circuit performs this conversion. In that circuit, we perform 2 is converted to 8. Okay. Are you following what I'm trying to say? That is one. Take another example. Look at another example. This 8 minus 3. Normally what we do, 8 minus 3 means initially we are at 0. Take 8 steps. After taking 8 steps, we are at 8. Okay, we are at 8. And 8 minus 3, right? 8 minus 3 means we have to move backwards 3 units. 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units. We are at 5. Instead of moving backwards, let's continue to, right? Now how to, let's see 8 minus 3, right? We want to see this subtraction 8 minus 3. This is our initial position. Take 8 steps and we are here. And to subtract 3 from 8, we have to move backwards. So if you move backwards, we will arrive at 5. Now the question is, you can reach 5 either in backward direction by taking 3 steps, or if you continue to move forward, then too you will arrive at 5. Now how many steps you have to take to arrive at 5 from 8? Right now we are here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. So then after taking 7 steps from 5, we arrive at 5, or by taking 3 steps backwards, we arrive at 5. Now see here, 8 minus 3 equal to 5, or 8 from 8. By taking 7 steps, we also arrive at 5. Instead of subtracting 3 from 8, whose result is 5, 7 can be added to 8 to get the same answer. Means somehow subtracting 3 from 8 is same as adding 7 to 8. Of course, we get some additional number here, which is 15, by dropping this extra number 1, consider only 5. Then too we get the answer. So in these two examples, what we have observed is subtracting 2 from 7 is same as adding 8 to 9. Subtracting 3 from 8 is same as adding 7 to 8. So if you make out relationship between 3 and 7, how 7 is related to 3? In this example, how 8 is related to 2? If you can make out that relation, then you can use addition circuits for subtraction also. You don't need separate subtraction circuits. Okay, means if you have addition circuit and also subtraction circuit, that hardware use becomes huge. Okay, that is the problem. Now let's see. Now how do you get the relationship between 2 and 8, and here 3 and 7? 8 can be obtained by subtracting 2 from 10. Now let's see, consider this diagram, 9 minus 2 and 9 minus 2. Okay, 9 minus 2, which is 7, right? 9 minus 2 means, so right now we are here 9 minus 2 means taking 2 steps backwards, or taking this many steps forwards. 7 steps. Is it 7 or what? 8 steps. 9 taking 2 steps backwards or 8 steps forward. Now why 8 steps? See, from here, if you move all the way around one time, from here, move like this, all the way around and come back here one time. Totally how many steps you have to make? 10 steps, because there are 10 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps. Starting from 9, to come back to 9, we have to make 10 steps, right? And we don't need to come back to 9. We need to come to 7. come to 7 means to go back to 9 we have to do 10 steps, but to 7 we need to do only 8 steps. 8 steps, right? Because from here to here the distance is 2. Are you following? The distance is 2, right? 2. So this 2 is related to 8 by, this 2 is related to 8 by subtracting 2 from 10. 2 from 10. There are totally 10 numbers here. In the same way, you can relate 7 to 3 as subtract 3 from 10. Why 10? There are totally 10 digits in this circle, in this diagram, okay, in this system, right? So subtract 3 from 10, what we get is 7. So add that 7 to 8, what we get is 15. Drop that 1, we get the resultant answer. So this understanding tells us we can carry out subtraction with the help of addition, but the number that you are subtracting, there is some number to it called 8. There is 8 to 7. In the same way, there is 7 to 3. How these two are related? 8 can be obtained by subtracting this 2 from 10. This 7 can be obtained by subtracting 3 from 10. Now, what I call this 8 is complement of 2. In the same way, this 7 is complement of 3. I'm giving some name to that. 3 and 7 are complements. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm giving some name to 7. Now let's see. Let's begin with normal classroom understanding. Complements are used in digital computers to simplify the subtraction operation and for logical manipulation. Okay. Simplifying operation leads to simpler, less expensive circuits to implement the operation. Now let's see. Now we talk about subtractions in different number systems. We have generalized here. There are two types of subtractions possible or can be useful or are useful in every number system. We are generalizing that. Let's say the base of the system is R. Base of the system is R. Okay. In that base R system, there is R's complement and also R minus 1's complement. R's complement means if the base of the system is 10, let's say decimal system, what is the base? Then base of that system is 10. So R is 10. So we have in base 10 system, we have 10's complement, which is R's complement. R minus 1 complement means 10 minus 1, which is 9's complement. So there are two complements. One is 10's complement, other one is 9's complement present in base 10 system. In the same way, binary system. In the binary system, how many numbers are there? There are 2 numbers. So for binary system, base is 2. So R is 2. So how many useful complements present there? R's complement means 2's complement and R minus 1 means 2 minus 1, which is 1's complement. So there are 2 complements. One is 2's complement, other one is 1's complement. That is, these are the useful complements present in base 2 or binary system. In the same way we can have in the octal system base is 8. So R becomes 8. So we have two complements. One is 8's complement, other one is 7 complement. 8 minus 1 is 7 complement. In hexadecimal system, we have what complements? 16's complement. Hexadecimal means totally we have 16 digits. So base becomes 16. So we have 16's complement and 16 minus 1, which is 15's complement. So these are the useful complements present in all these systems. Let's do it again. In decimal system, how many complements we have? In decimal system, whose base is 10, we have we have 10's complement and 9's complement. In binary system, we have 2's complement and 1's complement. In hexadecimal system, we have 16's complement and 15's complement. In octal system, we have 8's complement and 7's complement, right? Now let's see, these complements are called R's complement. Just now we said R's complement and R minus 1's complement. R minus 1's complement is also called diminished radix complement. Okay, diminished radix complement. Radix means base. Diminished means one less, right? Diminished complement means, in bracket, I forgot to write here, R minus 1 complement. Okay, diminished complement is also called R minus 1 complement. Okay, there is another complement called diminished radix complement is also called R minus 1. There is another complement called just radix complement. Okay, here it is written radix complement. So for a given base R, there are two complements useful. One is radix complement, other one is diminished radix complement. Okay, now we are looking at diminished radix complement. It is nothing but R minus 1's complement. It is nothing but R minus 1's complement. Okay, now let's see, for decimal number, for the decimal systems, what is the base? R equal to 10. And what is R minus 1? 9. So 9's complement. So what is the diminished radix complement for the decimal system? 9's complement. Okay. Now let's say, how do you find out the 9's complement of given number n? Okay, given number n, subtracting that number from that 9. Let's use some examples to understand this. If you try to understand like this generalized idea, then you will get confused. Let's understand this through examples. Here we have given some examples. Now the question is, find out in the decimal system, these two examples are for decimal number system. Okay, in the decimal number system, how many complements are useful? Two complements. One is 10's complement, other one is 9's complement. 9's complement is the diminished complement in decimal system, and 10's complement is the just direct okay, 10's complement and 9's complement. We are looking at diminished complement. What is now the question is, what is the 9's complement of 546700? Now we have to find out the 9's complement of 546700. Okay, 546700. Now if you want to find out the 9's complement of a given number like this, we have to do the following. The first step is to calculate the number of digits present in the given number. How many number of digits are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 digits given in the given number, and what we have to do is, we have to subtract this number from the number which is having six digits and all of them are 9's. We have to subtract this number from the number which is having 6 digits, equal to the number of digits present in the given number, and all the digits of that number is 9. So form the number with all the digits 9. How many digits? As many as there are in the given number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So form 9's. 6 9's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So subtract the given number from this number with all the 6 9's. So this is our result. So this is the 9's complement of the given number 546700. Okay. In the same way, take up next example. The 9's complement of 0, 1, 2, 3, 9. This is 8. Now see, this is the number given, and we have to find out the 9's complement. How to get the 9's complement? There are first step is to count the number of digits present in the given number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have to include 0 also. Totally, how many digits are there? 6 digits. So you have to form the number with 6 digits and all the digits are 9. So this is the resultant number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 digits and all of them are 9. See here. And you have to subtract this number from this one. Okay. So this is what we have written here. And after subtraction, this results. So this is our 9's complement of 0, 1, 2, 3, 9, 8. This is how we find the 9's complement, right? And there is only 3 minutes. Let's continue. Let's continue with other examples. Now let's see how these complements are done in binary system. In binary system, how many complements are there? There is 2 complement and 1's complement. 2's complement and 1's complement. Let's see. Now we are looking at diminished complement. Diminished complement means not 2's complement but 1's complement. Now look at the example. See, the question is 1's complement. Find out the 1's complement of 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. This is the binary number given, and we have to find out the 1's complement of this. 1's complement of this. Now how to do it? The same way how we have done it in the decimal system, exactly in the same way here also we do it. See, now we have to subtract this number from a number which is having equal number of digits and all the digits are ones. In the decimal system, what is the, from what number we are subtracting? From 9. Here with what number we have to subtract? From 1. See, in the decimal system, 9 is the largest number. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is the largest number. So that's why we were subtracting from 9. Whereas here, what is the largest number among 0 and 1? Between 0 and 1, 1 is the largest number. So you have to subtract 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0 from number with how many digits? As many as the given number, and all the digits are ones. So subtract 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0 from 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. From that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 digits here in the given number. So form a number with all 7 ones and subtract this from that. So this is what is the answer. So imagine there is 1 here, there is a 1 here, there is 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 1 here. Now this 0 is subtracting from that one. What we get? This one. Okay. 0 minus 1 is 1 minus 0 is 1. There is 1 above it. 1 minus 0 is 1. There is 1 above it. 1 minus 0 is 1. There is 1 above it. 1 minus 1 is 0. There is 1 above it. 1 above it. 1 minus 1 is 0. There is 1 above it. 1 minus 0 is 1. There is 1 above it. 1 minus 1 is 0. This is what results, right? And no need to do like this every time. When we want to find out 1's complement, there is a shortcut. The thing is, in all the cases, we are subtracting either 0 or 1. Either 0 or 1 from 1. If we subtract 0 from 1, what we get is 1. If we subtract this time, if you subtract 1 from 1, what results is 0. What results is 0. So if you are subtracting 0 from 1, what results is 1. So that result is nothing but, this 1 is nothing but complement of 0, means inversion. If you invert 0, what we get is 1. Okay, if you invert 0, what we get is 1. If you have a 1 here, if you invert, what we get is 0. So the idea is, instead of subtracting this number from that large 1, 1, 1s and so on, you can directly use this method. 0, if you see 0, write down its complement. What is the 0's complement? 1. And for this 0, write down this 1. For 0, if you see 0, you have to write 1. If you see 1, you have to write 0. That's how we get the ones complement immediately without going around. You can directly arrive at the answer straight away. Okay. 0, if you see, we are seeing 0, so we write 1. We are seeing 0, we write 1. We are seeing 0, we write 1. We are seeing 1, so we have to write 0. If we see 1, we have to write 0. If we see 0, we have to write 1. This 1 becomes 0. Like this, you can get the ones complement immediately just by seeing the given number. Next, another example, the ones complement of 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. You can do like this. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 digits in the given number, and you have to subtract this from the equivalent 7 1 number, 1 1 1, like this, right? Otherwise, if you see 0, if you see 1, right, its inverse. What is the inverse of 1? 0. Otherwise, complement. One's complement is 0. So 0 1 1 0. Another one 0 0 1. This 1 becomes 0. This 0 becomes 1. So this result is the one's complement of this, right? One's complement of this. Now the same thing is given in general. Okay. Now we have understood the examples, right? Now if you read out these lines, you will understand what is meant here. Okay. This is the same thing. It is generalized version of what we have seen in the example. If you read it, you will understand. You don't make efforts. You don't need hard efforts. By simply reading it, you can understand what is meant in these lines. I'm skipping this. I'm discussing only examples. Through examples, you can generalize. You can generalize it. Okay. So we have talked about, so far we have talked about diminished complements. Okay, diminished radix complement. Next we look at the radix complement. Radix complement means for the base 10 system, what is the radix complement? 10. What is the diminished complement? 9's complement. So 10's complement is called radix complement. 9's complement is called diminished complement. For the hexadecimal system, 16 is the radix complement, 15's complement is the diminished radix complement. For the binary system, 2 is the radix complement and 1's complement is the diminished radix complement. Now let's see. Now it is the generalized one. I'm giving this an exercise to you. You try to understand. If you cannot, I will help you to make it understand. Now let's understand this through examples. I have not written examples. Okay, here there are some examples. Let's understand those examples. See, in the tens complement, if you want to find out the tens complement of decimal number 2389, if you want to find out the tens complement of this number, if you want to find out the tens complement of 2389, the method idea is you have to subtract from how many numbers are there. Find out the digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 digits in this number. You have to subtract this number from 10 power 5. Since there are 4 digits, you have to subtract this number from 10 power 5. 10 power 4 plus 1. 10 power 5. Okay, you have to subtract this number from 10 power 5. 10 power 5 means 1 and 5 zeros. Okay. Then result is our answer. Result is our answer. The idea is this. If you have a given number n with this many digits, 1, 2, 3, 4 digits, you have to subtract that number from 10 power 5. 10 power, not 4, 10 power 5. 10 power 4 plus 1, which is 5. 10 power 5. And the result is your tens complement. Instead, what we can do is find out the 9's complement of this number. find out the 9's complement of 2389. We know how to do it. Just now we found it. Okay. Find out the 9's complement of 2389 and to the result add 1. To the result add 1. That gives us the 10's complement of this number. So that is shown here. The 10's complement of 2389 is 7610. Sorry, this is the 9's complement. 7610 is 9's complement of 2389. We get the 10's complement by adding 1 to the 9's complement, okay, which is 7611. So 7611 is the 10's complement of 2389, okay. And in that process, how we have done it? We found the 9's complement of 2389, which is 7610. To that, after adding 1, we get 7611, which is the 10's complement. So if 10's complement, if you are to find out the 10's complement, you can do it like this. Find out the 9's complement of given number, add 1 to the result, then that result becomes the 10's complement. That's all. The same thing is true in all the systems. To find out the 16's complement in hexadecimal, so what we have to do is find out the 15's complement and add 1 to the result, that becomes the 16's complement. Okay, that becomes the 16's complement. Now another example, this example is in binary system. We want to find out the 2's complement of the binary 101100. This is the binary number given. We want to find out the 2's complement here. Okay, 2's complement, and what we have to do is find out the 1's complement. 1's complement. How do you find out the 1's complement? Just invert all the digits. So 1 becomes 0. This 0 becomes 1. This 2 1's becomes 2 zeros. This 2 zeros becomes 2 1's. This is the 1's complement of this, but that is not what we wanted. What we wanted is 2's complement. After having this 1's complement, add 1 to it. Okay, this 1 plus 1 becomes 10. This 10 becomes the carry and so on, and this is the result. Okay, this is the 2's complement of this one. So we are not we can find out 2's complement directly by subtracting this number from 1000000 from that. Instead, this is even simpler. Okay, find out in the first step, find out the 1's complement. In the second step, add 1 to it. That becomes the answer. Okay, that is about radix complement and its diminished components. Now next look at the note. This is important. If the original number n contains the radix point, means it's like 234.97. If the given number is like this, 23.47 like this, then how do you find out the 9's complement or 10's complement or 1's complement or 2's complements and so on? Okay, if the original number n contains a radix point, the point should be removed temporarily. You temporarily remove that point in order to form the r's complement or whatever. The radix point is then restored to the complemented number in the same relative position. So let's say just temporarily remove the decimal point, and after doing all that process just now we said, and restore the decimal point in the same place. Let's say if the decimal point is in the 5th place, moving from the rightmost digit, you have to restore it in the same place. That's what this note is saying us. Okay, and we are not using any examples to describe it, to explain it. I hope you can understand it. Next, another note, it is also worth mentioning that the complement restores the number to its original value. Let's say the given number is capital N. Given number is capital N. If you are using 10's complement, let's say r's complement. What is the r's complement of capital N? Is in the capital N there are small n numbers, n number of digits. So this n is to be subtracted from r power n. R may be 10 if it is a base 10 system, r may be 2 if it is a binary system, or maybe 16 if it is a hexadecimal system, or maybe 8 if it is a octal system. Okay, yes or no? And this is R's complement. Let's say it is tens complement in base 10 system. After finding base tens complement to the resultant answer, if you apply tens complement again, you will get back the original number. That's what it is. It is also worth mentioning that the complement restores the number, the complement of complement. Means, let's say if I ask you, find out the tens complement of a given number, you found the number, you will find the answer. Okay, and I will ask again, find out the tens complement of the result. So what you will get? You will get the initial number back. That's what this note saying. Note is saying. You may read it 1 or 2 times until you understand it. This is the explanation. This is the proof. So this is R power n minus 1 is the R's complement. And if I ask you find out the R's complement again for this result, you subtract this result from R power n again. So R power n minus 1, which is subtracted from R power n. So these two cancels away. This minus n will become plus n. So n is the given number. This is the R's complement of that n. And if you find out R's complement again, you will get back the original number. So n is equal to the original number. So far we have understood the complements, tens complement and nines complement in base 10, 2's complement and 1's complement in base 2, or 16's complement and 15's complement in base 16, like that. So let's see how we use these complements in order to carry out the subtraction. Okay, now let's see how we can use these complements in order to carry out the subtraction. This subtraction process using complements is divided into 3 steps. And you don't need to understand the steps. It is generalized steps. You may either understand, or if you understand the method, okay, if you can get the answer without any doubt, you can skip this generalized things here. You can skip these generalized things completely. If you are able to find out the complements, then no point bothering about these things. If you don't understand them, you can leave it completely, doesn't matter at all. As long as if you know how to calculate the complements and also how to use these complement methods in subtraction process. Now let's say understand the use of complements in subtraction through some examples. Now this is one example. Using tens complement, subtract 3250 from 72532. We have to subtract this number from this number using tens complement method. Now we should not use normal subtraction process. We have to use complement method to find out the subtraction. That is the thing, right? Now here in this example, we are using tens complement. It is not needed to use tens complement all the time. You are free to use tens complement or nines complement. Doesn't matter. Both complements produce the answer correctly, but the procedure in each is different. Now let's see the tens complement subtraction. What are the given numbers? Let's say call this as m, call this n, m minus n. M is equal to, just write down what is given, 72532, and n. For subtracting, now remember in the beginning we have, in the last class, we have seen the complements. What is the need of complements and how to develop such complements, right? In digital systems, if we want to construct circuit for adder and also for subtractor, we can do it. Although subtraction circuit is possible, but we don't construct any subtractor circuit. We have just adder with little modifications or with little addition to the adder circuit. we can turn adder circuit into subtraction by using the method called complements. And complements exist. These are the useful components: tens complement and nines complement in decimal system. In the same way, twos complement and ones complement in the binary system, and 16's complement and 15's complement in the hexadecimal system. In octal system, we have 8's complement and 7's complement. Now, how to find out these complements? First, we see, if you want to find out 9's complement in decimal system, let's say given number containing 5 digits, and if you want to find out the 9's complement of that given 5-digit number, then what we have to do is we have to subtract the given number, which is 5-digit number, from 5-digit number which is having all nines. All five digits are nines. So subtracting that 5-digit number, given number, from 5 nines, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, and you will get some answer. That answer is the 9's complement of the given number. And if you want to find out 10's complement, what we have to do is find out the 9's complement first and add 1 to the result. That becomes the 10's complement. And the same thing can be done for complements in other systems, either in binary or in octal or in hexadecimal. Binary in particular, if a number is given, 3-digit number or 4-digit number, you can do it in a simpler way. If number is given, to get the ones complement, what we have to do is turn all ones to zeros and zeros to ones. Right? If the given number is 101, 1010, turning ones to zeros and zeros to 1, we will get the answer. That is the ones complement. In this case, we get 0101. And if we need to find out the twos complement, then what we have to do is, first of all, find out the ones complement and add 1 to the result. That becomes the twos complement of the given number. Next, what we will do is, now let's see how these complements can be used to perform subtraction. How these complements can be used to perform subtraction. Here, we don't actually do subtraction. We do addition using complements. So in this topic, we will see procedure that looks much like addition, but actually we are doing subtraction. Now let's see. Let's do some examples. This is the example 1. Using 10's complement, subtract 72532 minus 3250. We have to subtract this number from this number, and notice, let's say this is m and this is n. We have to subtract n from m, or m minus n. So first of all, write down the given number m as it is, 72532. This is the number given, and the number you are subtracting, that should not be written direct as it is, but we have to write the 10's complement of n. What is the 10's complement of 3250? That is shown here. First of all, find out the 9's complement. There are how many digits here? 1, 2, 3, 4. But in the first number we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this is the case, we have to consider 5 digits for the second number, n also. So although we are having only 4 digits for n, we should add 0 to make this number equal to number of digits present in the m. So 9's complement. Here we are finding out the 9's complement of 3250. We have added 0 here to make this equal to number of digits present in the m. This is m. So totally we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after adding 0. Now we have to subtract this from 5 nines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 nines, and we get this answer. This is the 9's complement. Here we are doing subtraction using 10's complement. So after adding 1 to the result, this becomes 96750. This is the 10's complement of n. So we should not write n directly. Instead of n, we have to write the 10's complement of n. So this is the 10's complement of n. Now in order to perform subtraction, but here we have to add these two numbers, m and 10's complement of n. So this is our answer, 2, 8, 2, 9, 6, and see, and we got one extra. This one, how this one extra one means actually we are performing 5-digit addition, but we got 6-digit answer. Okay, the last digit is considered carry. Okay, and if we get carry, that indicates the result is positive. That indicates the result is positive, and we should not consider this carry as in the answer. So after discarding this carry, after dropping this carry, the resultant answer is, our answer is 69282. So m minus n is equal to 69282. That's how we perform subtraction using 10's complement method. 10's complement method. Now let's see another example. Given two binary numbers, x equal to 10101000 and y equal to 1000011. Perform the subtraction. And there are two questions asked. One is x minus y. We have to perform x minus y subtraction. Means y is to be subtracted from x. In question B, x is to be subtracted from y, and the given numbers are binary numbers, and we have to use 2's complement. 2's complement. So subtraction can be done either in 2's complement or in 1's complement also. But here he has asked to do it in the 2's complement, in the 2's complements, right? Now let's see the same thing, whether it is binary system or hexadecimal system or decimal system, we follow the same procedure. X equal to the given number, x equal to 1010100. We write this x as it is, but for y, we are solving the question A. Now for y, we should not write y directly, but we have to write 2's complement of y. 2's complement of y. So 2's complement of y is, so this is our y, 1010100011. So 2's complement of y means perform 1's complement. 1's complement means just invert all these bits, corresponding bits, and write down the result. So this 1 becomes 0, and these 4 zeros becomes 4 1s, and these 2 1s become 2 zeros. This is, in this line we have 1's complement. By adding 1 to the result, we get 2's complement. So 0, all these 4 1s as they are, and 0 after adding 1 to the LSB becomes 1 now. So this is our 2's complement answer. So take this 2 and add this 2's complement of y to x. This is our x, and perform normal addition, and this is our answer. 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 1 is 1 0. So we have 1 here, carry. This one and this one is again 1 0. Here we have carry. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 1 1. Sum 1, carry 1. Carry comes here. This one plus this one is 1 0. Carry comes here. This one plus this one is 1 0. This one is that one. Carry. Okay. And we are adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-digit number. We got this 8 bit, which is considered to be carry. Okay. Extra digit here. And if we get a carry, non-zero carry in like this, and the result is x minus y result is positive, and we should ignore this extra bit called carry. So discard the end carry and consider only the 7 bits, So our answer is 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, right? This is our answer. If you have any doubt, it is better to find it out by comparing this number with normal subtraction. In both the cases, you will get the same answer. Then only the answer that you got by performing in 2's complement is correct, right? This is how we perform subtraction by using complements. Now let's do this part B, which is subtracting x from y. Let's do it here. This is y, this is y number as it is, y binary number, and x, for x we have to find out the 2's complement of x. What is the x given? 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. This is our x. This is our x. Now what we do? We complement this corresponding bits. So 1 becomes 0, 0 becomes 1, 1 becomes 0, 0 becomes 1, 1 becomes 0, and these two zeros become these two ones. So this is 1's complement of given number x. Now to get the 2's complement, we have to add 1 to the LSB digit. So after adding 1, what we get is this answer. 1 plus 1 is 0, carry 1. And this carry 1 plus 1 is 0, carry 1. This one, okay, 1. And this 1, this 0, this 1, this 0. So 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. This is our 2's complement of x. After finding out the 2's complement of x, right? Now we have to add this 2's complement of x with y. So after addition, we get this 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, and so on, right? And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Y is a 7-digit number. X, 2's complement of x is also 7-digit number. We are adding two 7-digit numbers, and we got the answer, which is also 7-digit number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But here in this case, we have not got any additional carry here. We have not got any end carry here. If there is a end carry, if there is no end carry, this is the interpretation. If there is no end carry, the answer is negative. The answer is what? Negative. If you get carry, non-zero carry, then the answer is positive. And how do you get the answer? By dropping the end carry, considering only the actual sum. That is how you get the answer, subtraction answer. But if you get no carry, then the answer is, this is the interpretation of that case. This is the interpretation of that case. The answer is negative, like this, negative, and the answer is 2's complement of this result. Answer is 2's complement of this. Now, let's see. There is no end carry. So, therefore, the answer is minus. Okay. If there is no end carry, we have to interpret this way. This is the actual answer. Minus and 2's complement. Why 2's complement? Because we are using 2's complement here. 2's complement of this number. What is the 2's complement of this? 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Here we have performed that one. Okay. These two ones becomes the 2 zeros, and this 0 becomes 1, and this 4 ones become 4 zeros. Now this is only 1's complement. By adding 1, we get 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Take this 2's complement of this result and write down here. So the answer is that the final answer, the actual answer of y minus x is minus of 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, which is this one, which is minus this one is 2's complement of this answer. That is how we have to interpret the answer. Next, another example. This time, another example. Repeat previous example. Okay, just before we have solved one example, take that example. Repeat previous example, but this time using 1's complement. And we have to do the previous example, this time not using 2's complement, but using 1's complement. Now let's see, in the previous example, we have part A, part B. Part A is about x minus y. Part B is finding out y minus x. Now this time we have to use 1's complement method. Now let's see how subtraction can be done using ones complements. Now let's see first one, part A. X minus y equal to, this is our x and this is our y. So write x directly. So x is 1 0 1 0 1 0 0. This is our x. Write x directly. And for y, we should not write y directly, y as it is. Instead, write the ones complement of y. Why ones complement? Because in the question it is asked, we have to use ones complement method for subtraction. Okay, for subtracting. So ones complement of y is, what is ones complement of y? This is our y. Just turning up ones to zeros, changing ones to zeros, and ones zeros to ones, we get the ones complement. So here we have 1, this one becomes 0, and we have 4 zeros, and these 4 zeros become 4 ones, and these 2 ones become these 2 zeros. So this is our ones complement of y. After finding out the ones complement or twos complement, the next step is to add that complemented number with the actual x. Okay. Now let's see. After that, now perform addition. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 1 is 0. Carry 1. This carry 1 plus this one is 1 0. This carry 1 and this 0. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 1 1. Sum is 1. Carry is also 1. This carry plus this one is 1 0. This carry 0 and sum carry 1, sum 0, and carry 1 and this one becomes 1, sum 0, carry 1. Now we got carry, end carry. This is called end carry or just carry. We are adding 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 digit numbers, 2 7 digit numbers. We got one extra 8th bit. That 8th bit is called end carry. That end carry signifies the result is positive, means x minus y result is positive. And how do you get the result? By ignoring the end carry, just considering the actual sum. Okay. Now remove end carry. If it is a ones complement method, we have to discard this one, which is end carry, and we have to add 1 to the LSB. This result, this is the actual result, 0 0 1 0 0 0 0. After adding x and ones complement of y, discard this end carry and add 1. We don't add like this in twos complement method, whereas in ones complement method we get the answer which is short of 1 to the actual answer. Of course, this answer is not the actual answer. This answer is less by 1 to the actual one. Okay, this answer is 1 less than the true answer. So what we do is we add 1 to it to make it correct answer. Remove end carry and add 1 to the sum. So this is the sum, and after adding 1, this is our answer. This is our answer, 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So this is our x minus 5. If you don't add this 1 to the LSB, then answer will be 1 short of the actual answer. So to make it, this is a correction, right? So this is our answer. Now let's do this y minus x also. Y minus x equal to, this is our y and this is our x, and y, write y directly. This is our y, 1 0 0 0 0 1 1, and x, and we should not write x directly but ones complement of x. So this 1 becomes 0, this 0 becomes 1, this 1 becomes 0, this 0 becomes 1, and this 1 becomes 0. These 2 zeros becomes, these 2 zeros become these 2 ones. So now add these two, y and ones complement of x. So what we get, this is the addition. I'm not explaining the corresponding sum bits. I'm directly giving the answer. If you perform addition, then this is our answer. And if you count the number of digits, we are adding 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 digit numbers, 2 7 digit numbers. We got the answer 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. we got the answer, which is also 7-digit number. And in this case, there is no end carry. If there is no end carry, the interpretation is the answer is negative. The answer is negative, and to get the answer, to get the correct answer, we should take the ones complement of the resultant sum. So there is no end carry. This is interpretation. Therefore, the answer is minus. The actual answer is minus of. And ones complement of this sum. What is the ones complement of this sum? So y minus x is equal to minus. Now find out the ones complement of this sum. That becomes the correct answer. So these two ones become these two zeros. This zero becomes this one, and these three ones become these three zeros, and this zero becomes this one. So this is our answer. So we are done with these complements using subtraction using complements. Now let's summarize this. In subtraction using complements, you can use diminished component or radix complement. Okay, you can use radix complement or diminished complement. Radix complement means in decimal system you can use tens complement or nines complement. Let's see if you are using tens complement. What is understanding? If you are using tens complement, you have to let's say m and n, you are subtracting n from m minus n. Write down m as it is and write down the tens complement of n and add the tens complement of n to m and perform the addition. If we get end carry, then the interpretation is the answer m minus n answer is positive, and you get that answer by dropping the end carry. That is how we perform subtraction in twos complements. Right? And another case, if you don't get end carry, then the answer is negative, and you have to take tens complement of the sum to get the actual answer. Answer is negative, so minus of tens complement of the sum. What is that sum? The sum that you get after adding m with tens complement of n. Okay, that is how we perform subtraction using complements. The same approach can be used in all the systems, in whatever the system may be, whether it is binary system or decimal system or octal system or hexadecimal system. The same approach can be used to find out the subtraction using complements. So later we will solve